The Supreme Court on Tuesday allows DMCI Homes to resume construction of the Torre de Manila condominium near Rizal Park in Manila. The High Court, voting 9-6, dismisses the petition. It says the court has no jurisdiction over the subject matter, the petitioners have no standing to sue, and DMCI Homes stands to suffer injury. SC spokesman Ted Tess says, quote, "The court also found that there is no law that prohibits the construction of the challenged Torre de Manila." Those who voted in favor of the lifting of the temporary restraining order are Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno, Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio, and Justices Presbitero Velasco Jr., Mariano del Castillo, Lucas Bersamin, Bienvenido Reyes, Estela Perlas Bernabe, Marvic Leonen, and Noel Tiham. The Knights of Rizal said the 49-story residential project should be demolished because it ruins the sightline or view of the historic Rizal Monument and it allegedly violates zoning laws in the city of Manila. Torre de Manila developer DMCI Homes argued that the building sits on private property and was given clearances by city officials. Malacañang urges the International Criminal Court not to trust the testimony of two self-confessed hitmen over the word of President Rodrigo Duterte. It also slams the complaint, calling it an attempt to embarrass and shame Duterte. The testimonies of Edgar Matobato and retired cop Arturo Las Cañas were heavily cited as evidence of Duterte's involvement in extrajudicial killings. The complaint was filed before the ICC by lawyer Jude Sabio Monday. Presidential spokesman Ernesto Abella says, quote, "It would really be deeply disappointing if the court took the word of admitted murderers as the basis of action against a head of state who was democratically elected by a Filipino electorate." Abella says the complaint is doomed to fail. Raids on two properties linked to a cop accused of coddling Abu Sayyaf members yield various firearms, bomb-making components, and subversive documents pertaining to terrorist activities. The raids were made a day after Superintendent Maria Cristina Nobleza, Deputy Chief of the Davao Region Crime Laboratory, was arrested in Clarin, Bohol. Renier Lodongon, an alleged bomb maker and Abu Sayyaf member who is romantically linked to Nobleza, was also arrested. The two attempted to avoid a police checkpoint in the area, where there were ongoing military operations against Abu Sayyaf. The Philippine National Police and the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency on Monday enforced a search and seizure warrant against Nobleza in Malaybalay City, Bukidnon. Nobleza faces charges following the discovery of firearms and explosives during the raid. A certain Al Mohammad Bayani, 22, from Lanao del Norte, and two minors were present during the raid. The minors were turned over to the Social Welfare Department. Nobleza and Dongon are brought to Camp Kramit Tuesday. The Supreme Court on Tuesday orders Vice President Leni Robredo to pay the first installment of 8 million pesos for the recount of votes in the protest filed by former Senator Bongbong Marcos. The PET gives Robredo 5 days to make the deposit. The PET earlier ordered Marcos and Robredo to pay a service fee for the precincts they are contesting. Marcos, who is contesting over 39,000 clustered precincts, was ordered to pay 66 million pesos. Robredo was required to pay 15 million pesos for the 8,042 clustered precincts she is questioning. Robredo's lawyer, Romeo Macalental, earlier said they would only pay the deposit after the recount of ballots questioned by Marcos is completed. Marcos paid the first installment of 36 million pesos, saying his friends pooled resources for him to meet the deadline set by the PET. Former United States President Barack Obama returns to the public spotlight Monday, saying he hopes to spend the next phase of his life helping to prepare the next generation of leadership. After 3 months, Obama speaks for the first time to a packed auditorium of more than 400 high school and college students at the University of Chicago. He talks about the need for greater civic engagement among young people. Obama says he's incredibly optimistic about the future. He says, quote, "The single most important thing I can do is to help in any way I can, to prepare the next generation of leadership to take up the baton and to take their own crack at changing the world."